home. I'm going home where I belong. I'm going home. I'm going home where I belong. Going back home. Going back home to the swamp. I'm gonna go fishing every day.
Well, here I am in Cape Canaveral. 174 paddle days, over 7,200 kilometers. I've arrived. Not finished my journey, but I arrived. I've experienced so much adventure, and by far, it's not been easy. But without the struggle, without the commitment to do what I've done, I've never have experienced the fantastic adventures that I'm experiencing.
Going back home, back to your fish fry.
As you guys know, I'm not a fan of alligators. And paddling the rim of Okeechobee, I experienced a lot of alligators. And basically, you know, they kind of go down like a submarine and kind of disappear. But then the one came just like a torpedo with a big wake just heading right for me. Panicked. I just paddled as fast as I could and I just kind of left them in the dust. After that episode, I figure I really don't want to play Russian roulette with my life. And I'm just not there. Everybody I talk to says, no needs to worry about alligators. It's not a problem. But you just need one crazy one. And that's all it takes. So I made it to Clewiston Marina and set up my tent by the side of a pond and just wondering what I'm going to do. And there's this really small sailboat. You can actually put it on a trailer. And I met a guy called Bob, who's a professor at the Duke University, and he had taken 2 months off just to sell this little sailboat. And he was crossing Okeechobee the next day. So I had the choice. I could either, paddle that crossing, or I could tag along with him. And considering the episode I had the previous day, I decided for the best interests of my own personal life, my own personal satisfaction, and for safety, I decided I'd tag along with Bob, and we made the crossing to Port Mayoka. Mayoka? Yeah, some port with a boat lock. And it was fun crossing Okeechobee and being above the alligators and not beside them. Wow.
There's a woman I left behind. Well, I'm going home.
Sailing is where I really want to be. Sailing.
Blood oranges. It looks good.
Going back home.
Across the Okeechobee, I paddled a further 15 kilometers to Indiantown Marina. And there I met Chris and Josie and their daughter Cassandra, Canadians from Ottawa. and they were on their way on their sailboat to the Bahamas, and they just provided a really nice dinner for me, and I want to thank them for that.
Ease my worried mind.
I had a bit of downtime due to the water damage my laptop had. And in my last episode, a guy called Ransom drove me to Fort Myers, and we left it with the Apple Store, and then they were going to deliver it to an address in Royal Palm Beach. Sue and John Platts. I was able to stay with Sue and John for a couple days. Did some odd jobs, vacuuming the spiders from the screen mesh around their pool, and playing with the dogs.
Wiggles.
And Sue took me to an equestrian, you know, the horse stuff, to a little showing. Equestrian. I think that's it. I'm not very good with words. Okay, here's Sue and I. We're at an equestrian, is that what
Yes,
you say?
yeah.
Center looking at horses. So I want one for my kayak so we can paddle together in case I get the alligators.
And then you'll have horsepower.
And then I'll have horsepower. So what are you actually doing?
Me?
Yeah.
Waiting in for my the show scene.
Okay, so
Where are you guys coming from?
I live in Norway.
Oh, okay. So welcome to America.
I'm going home.
Anyways, that was fun, and afterwards we were able to enjoy some really good food, 2 evenings in a row. And thank you so much, Sue and John, for putting up with me. And then I was able to work on a movie, and then Sue drove me back to Indian Town Marina, where I was going to get ready to head out the next day and continue my journey towards Stuart.
It's time on our hands to make amends, see what the future will hold. We have been everywhere through the biggest nightmare. Our love will never fold. We can start over again, like faded flowers in the rain. After a dark cloud, thunder got loud.
Here we are in St. Lucie Lock. This tow service is towing a sailboat. Looks like it's from Toronto. He got quite adamant with me, the towboat service guy, because he said I was too close and he's yelling at me. But when we got in the lock, he apologized and said, "I'm sorry. I get a bit cheeky when these kayakers are in the way." On day 170, from Indian Town Marina to Stuart, I paddled some 47 kilometers. I wasn't quite finished with the day, but I saw a little marina and I needed to stop. The wind was blowing up and I was pretty tired. Okay, my goal today was Boy Scout Island, and but I decided to take a short little break at the Stewart little yacht club. Well, maybe it's not that. So I got my kayak onto a little wharf, and then there was a kind of a building there with a veranda, and I went and laid down in the veranda. I was kind of asleep, and then this lady came up the stairs and practically walked on me, and I was startled. I said, I'm just paddling, I'm really tired, I need to take a rest. And she says, yeah, no problem. And she said, I've seen your kayak, and I get it. So I was pretty afraid because it's a private property. But anyways, to make a long story short, I call her Annie M, and her partner Bob. They put me up for the evening. She took me home, gave me here's a swimming pool, have a swim, here's an outside shower, have a shower, and then they took me out to eat. And once again, friendly people in a very friendly atmosphere. I just, again, full of appreciation for the goodness of people along the way.
No other way, never knowingly undersold. You are my challenge, you are my payday. All love will never fold. We can start over again, like faded flowers in the rain. After a dark cloud, thunder got loud, and the sun simply lightened the day.
Okay, this is rather historic. I left Stewart and I rounded the bend, and for the first time since June last year, my compass is heading north. Now my favorite S word has been south. Now I'm heading north, and that's a major milestone in my journey. I'm going to be paddling up the Intracoastal Waterway, and hopefully it'll be smooth paddling, but I know it won't. But bon voyage, I'm heading north. Yes.
Seems a simple thing is this love.
Lunch break, not too far from Stewart, around 20 kilometers. Got another 20 to go. It's a nice day. Going towards 90 degrees. That's around, 34 Celsius. Great day. 2 more bridges to cross under. And then I'm at my island, which I've reserved for the night.
And you know it too. Yes, love. Don't you see? Baby, can't you see? When we have this real. So if you walk away, I'm gonna tell it to the world. Don't care if I yell it. Oh, you know, baby, let's stay in love.
Paddle day 172. I managed 38 kilometers from Spoil Island number 13 to another island called IR9A. Pretty unique names for these islands. And there I met a whole group of people who were all kind of friends from high school, and it was just neat to see the fact that here we're born, raised in Sebastian, and friends, and how important it is. And here were these people, the guys, had been to school together, and of course they had their partners, and just time off, enjoying the sun, enjoying the water, enjoying boating before the hard day Monday began.
Got my car, you know I got my cars out on the floor. Oh, baby, oh. Now
Up around 6 o'clock this morning, paddled 16 kilometers to Honest John's Fish Camp. I'm going to stop and have a coffee with Jonathan.
Sugar, don't give me the wrong. I swear, honey, you take the bait. 'Cause it's a fact that you and I were meant to be. Baby, 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 see me through. Oh, sugar, baby.
Day 173 was a long day, 51 kilometers of paddle. It was a great day. In the morning, I stopped off at a place called Honest John's Fish Camp. And there I met Jonathan. And they just showed me a great time. I just paddled up, I wanted some coffee. And Jonathan had reached out to me a couple days before, but I was unable to stay. But I had coffee, and Rosa, his wife, gave me just a superb Mexican-styled breakfast. Okay, here we are. Jonathan's partner Rosa has made us what do you call this, a Mexican breakfast?
Or just breakfast for me.
Breakfast. And it's omelets with spicy omelets with freshly pressed grapefruit juice.
Tortillas.
Look at that, and tortillas. Oh man, look at that. Unbelievable. Okay, I'm here. Good stuff. Thank you, Rosa.
Yeah.
And they showed me around the fish camp, and I just love seeing how simple people like to live. And they're happy, just as the way they have it, getting away from the demands of life and doing what they want to do, living just according to their means, and just enjoying the nature and the beauty of their place. Beautiful people. And I wanted to stay longer, but then I had to move on. I paddled further under 2 bridges, and I ended up at a place called Dragon's Point, Indian Beach, close to Melbourne. And there I met a really nice guy called Vince. And basically I pulled my kayak up on the rocks, and I pitched my tent on his dock. Fortunately, Vince had just lost a very close personal friend, and but it was just good to talk, lift each other up, and realize that life is often unexpected things happen, and it's very difficult to lose someone you care for.
'Cause it's hot and I'm about to fry, oh baby, and I swear I'll never leave. Girl, you got to believe, oh, let's stay in love. Come on now, give me the rub. Swear, honey, you take the bait.
Day 174. After I had a nice breakfast with Vince and his biking gang, I headed north, passing under bridges, making my way to a guy called Mike. And towards the end of the day, when I was getting closer, Mike paddled out to meet me and escorted me safely to his house, right on the river. And I met his wife, Lois, and staying the night here. I'll probably stay another night because it's really fun. It's a nice bed and my shower, and just to have a day or two to relax. And Mike is I'd say he's a fellow kayaker. And someday, the summer of 2025, people who want to come to Norway and kayak on a tour, they're invited. And Mike is going to put that into his bucket list. Right, Mike? Right. Mike and Lois have just been great. Mike is an avid kayaker. He's paddled the St. John's River. I believe it's around 200 and some miles, maybe 3. I'm not too sure. But he's a great guy, and he's really assisted me. I've had problems with water in my cockpit. I have a tent that has gone berserk again. I've got a paddle that needed to be repaired. And man, he's done it all. He's fixed it. And I've reordered a skirt. He's given me another skirt to use. He's also given me a life jacket to switch with the one I have, which I really appreciate. Mike, I really appreciate it. And when you're on an expedition like this, you're in remote places. There's very few people that can assist you, and it's very difficult to get things done, especially me. I'm just one of those guys. It's difficult. But thank you so much. I appreciate you guys and your hospitality, being able to stay with you, and the food you've given me. And I'm even washing my clothes, so I'm in good hands. I appreciate it. Ciao.